Okay, so I just want to share a project with you that I've been working on over the last couple days using Claude. This is my what I'm calling Panhandle Incident Dashboard. So it's focusing specifically on the North Idaho Panhandle, but it could be adapted for just about anywhere. So basically what this is, map, obviously. I've got different layers that I can add, and what I'm specifically watching for is incidents like wildfires or natural disasters and things. So I have first weather layers. I can turn on precipitation and see weather or where it's raining. I can turn on wind and humidity. This gives me several points where they're tracking the wind direction and humidity, but also shows me what way the wind is flowing right now. If there's any National Weather Service hazards, those would show up on the map. Nothing going on right now. Next up, under natural hazards, I have wildfires. This one's pretty cool. There's no wildfires in our area right now, but I can actually go down and click on a wildfire. It'll give me some information about it, where it's at, how big it is, all that information. I can also open into a full view, which would allow me to zero in on that wildfire and see weather, different things going on, as well as track any aircraft that are in this area that might be fighting this fire. So if there's a airplane, sometimes it'll even pull up the photo. If it's a plane that might be fighting the fire, it'll pull that up and show me their track history, where they've been flying from. This becomes really handy in the event of an actual fire, because there will be a plane flying above it in circles, and also you'll see the other planes flying to and from airports to drop off or pick up fluid or whatever they're using to fight the fire. So I can do this to any fire incident, drill in and see more detail. Going back to the main map, so I can check on multiple layers. There's also cameras. So there's quite a few cameras that you can monitor that are real time, including this one, which is Black Mountain. And I can go to the Alert West website and see 360 degrees of this camera that's on top of Black Mountain. It helps you spot and see fires that might be happening or incidents that might be happening in real time. And there's also cameras that show traffic. So if you were looking and wanting to evacuate a certain direction, you could look at those cameras as well. And I will be adding a layer with traffic on at a later time. Also, there's a layer for earthquakes. This one's pretty cool because you can see recent earthquakes, where they happened, what the magnitude was, what date and time it happened for the surrounding area. FEMA flood zones, if there's any floods going on, this would track and show where the FEMA flood zones are. Also river gauges. This one takes a minute to load because it's got a lot of dots, but it goes and pulls all the locations where they measure the height of rivers. It will compare it to what's the average for this time period to show if it's above or normal. So they turn different colors based on if they're very full or something's happening. So you can very quickly see all the different areas, all the different places where they measure the water flow and what it's at. I really like this one, the aircraft layer. I kind of showed you this before, but this will track aircraft in the area, ones that might possibly be firefighting airplanes or tagged with a certain color. Life flight is also tagged with blue, so you'll see helicopters. And some of these, it's pretty cool. You can click on them and it will show you what kind of plane it is, who owns it. This is a United Airlines plane flying in a particular direction. So if you see a plane flying over you, you can quickly click on it, see its altitude, its speed, and all that, where it came from. So that's really helpful, again, during firefights or anytime there's incidents going on involving airplanes. I also have a layer for what's called TFRs. This is if there is a particular incident, a TFR will show restrictions, so flight restrictions where you can't fly. This will often pop up over fires and different things. So this will pop up on the map as well with that layer. Finally, the activity. This one's pretty exciting. So this connects a few different things here. This connects, I am using AI to monitor local radio stations for Panhandle Public Safety and South Boundary County Public Safety. So it's not perfect, but it listens into the radio traffic and will tag events if it says there's a location where there was a medical incident or something dangerous happening. It will tag it the best that it can. This isn't perfect, mainly because radio traffic you can't hear very well. And it's hard for AI to know what's happening. I've noticed one thing is on the radio, it calls the fire department just fire. So anytime it says fire, AI is thinking it's actually a fire, but they're actually just talking about fire. But this will keep 24 hours incidents that have happened in the last 24 hours that have come up on the radio. I can also go over here, see the different incidents that have happened. And what's really cool is on the radio, if it's a radio, I can pull up and play.
Light, flight, and stage at the landing zone for now.
So I can go play like 30 seconds around what it picked up as what happened. I can also reference back to the channel. If I know the timestamp, I can go and listen to the full recording on Broadcastify. So that's tracking there. If at any time there's an incident going on and I want to more closely monitor it, I have this live scanner down here where I can actually just hit play and it will feed in the live radio channel. What's happening on that, I can just listen to it live to either channel at all times. Okay, so I'm going to take off that layer. The last thing is I can add my home, so I can add my own places, so I can see relative to an incident, how close is it to my home. So I got into this or created this because last year there was a fire just about 3 miles away from my home, and I wanted to know what was going on. I got the alert when they closed the highway when it was near the fire. I was pulling up weather to see which way the wind was blowing, and I also found out that I could listen to the radio station. So I started to dig into all of this and then just keep finding more. So this is my little Panhandle incident management dashboard, so I can know what's going on in my community in real time, so I can make decisions for me and my family, and also to communicate with friends. There's going to be more additions to it coming soon, but I built this in probably about 24. It took me about 24 hours, not of just literally doing it on the side while I'm working on other things, just having Claude help me build it out.